Is there a more frequent animated lead than the bird? Whatever species of that avian animal, they constantly seem to pop up in animated works, and that makes putting together a list of favorites rather difficult. So I decided to take on that challenge myself. Get out your tail feathers and VHS copy of Howard the Duck. I'm going to count down my favorite animated bird characters. The Mockingbird in The King and the Mockingbird. One of the best French animated features, the title bird is simply a free spirit who, as his name suggests, loves to fool around with a ruthless king. He takes such joy in, well, mocking him, but never in a malicious way. His comedic antics are matched nicely with how he helps out the painted couple trying to evade the powerful king. There's an instant likability with this Mockingbird, but he is just one of many parts that makes this long, in production, yet obscure animated feature worth a look. The Goodfellas in Animaniacs. A parody of the Martin Scorsese classic Goodfellas, these birds work because the writers were able to make them more than just takes on the movie's stars. Squid is simply the optimist, and you root for him to become part of the Goodfellas. Pesto is all the energy we associate with Joe Pesci, and seeing him get irritated at little things said by Squid provides some of the funniest bits in this series. And of course, Bobby showcases that recognizable De Niro attitude towards the whole thing. When I was younger, I just saw them as these funny pigeons. However, upon revisiting Animaniacs when I'm older, and Goodfellas becoming one of my favorite films, there's an added layer of hilarity when watching these segments. Is it any surprise that even Scorsese was a huge fan? Scrooge McDuck. Whether you know him from the comic book pages, the DuckTales television series, or even Mickey's Christmas Carol, he is almost certain to grab our attention. While he is greedy and money is his main focus in life, the Disney artist is still able to make him endearing and worth rooting for. His adventures in the DuckTales series had a great, exciting quality to them, and the spectacle never got in the way of his character. While many actors have voiced him, none have reached the iconic status Alan Young brought with that recognizable Scottish brogue, and in addition to his excellent comic timing, he showcased Scrooge's soft side as well. Even though that theme song got stuck in more than one head, there's a reason we came back to see Scrooge's adventures again and again. Woody Woodpecker. With that recognizable laugh and penchant for causing mischief, who could not like Walter Lance's most famous creation? Even as his nuttiness was toned down over the years, his sense of humor never disappeared. Like many a classic cartoon character, when somebody does him wrong, Woody is right around the corner with a trick to get even, and of course, we root for him. The classics are, of course, brilliant examples of animated shorts, but recent incarnations, like the one voiced by Billy West, are also very strong. There's just a genuine likability surrounding him, and it does not matter how many times he's revived, he will always continue to make plenty of people laugh. The cast of Rio. Ever since watching the first of Carlos Sadaño's Ode to His Home Country, I've been a huge fan of this colorful avian crew. Blue might be one of the most relatable animated characters, as he represents the everyman, and Jewel serves as the perfect companion for him. The fact that Blue and Jewel are based on real-life blue macaws fighting for survival add another layer of adorableness to their relationship. Along with them, the fun, party-going attitude of Raphael, Nico, and Pedro are as infectious as the bubbly and energetic musical numbers that litter the series. Upon seeing the plumage of that opening musical number, it's easy to get swept up in the musical and magical world that is his postcard to Rio. The entire ensemble just makes you want to fly just like a bird, right along with those samba-dancing parrots. Darkwing Duck. An obvious homage to the Cape Crusader, part of the appeal of Darkwing Duck is that while he wants to save St. Canard, he makes it obvious he has a bit of an ego about it all. Aided by Jim Cummings' excellent vocal performance, Darkwing is a great hero of how he defeats the villains and makes his amazing entrances, yet he's kind of full of himself too. Of course, he has his moments of doing the right thing, especially in regards to his daughter Gosling, and he has a wonderfully memorable comedic partnership with Launchpad McQuack too. When coming home from school, I always look forward to seeing Darkwing Duck's adventures, and of course, listening to his unforgettable theme song. Ginger in Chicken Run. One of the smartest animated features ever written, part of that comes from the depiction of Ginger. She is determined to escape from the farm by any means necessary, and that confidence allows us to immediately want her to succeed in her goal. While the straight woman in this wild roost She is just as funny and quick-witted as the rest of the chickens, and it's always interesting to see her try and figure things out. And she never lets her guard down when Rocky the Rooster shows up and she thinks he can teach them to fly. Even when she's feeling doubt, she immediately perks right back up and is ready to support her comrades in seeing the green grass on the other side of that fence. There are also many crowning moments of awesome when she faces up against Mr. and Mrs. Tweety. Chicken Run is an exceptionally well-written film, and Ginger is the glue that holds it all together. Jose Carioca. First introduced in Saludos Amigos as part of Walt Disney's Latin American goodwill trip, it's hard not to be charmed by his outgoing attitude and good nature. In both Saludos Amigos and its follow-up, The Three Caballeros, he brought an energy to the room, and he proved a funny contrast with his cousin. It's no surprise he continued to live on in comic books, and even though he was more domesticated, his love of life stuck around. He's that kind of person worth interacting with, and he's an excellent tour guide through South America as well. The Three Caballeros certainly would not be anything without Jose. Donald Duck. Yes, after Jose Carioca, you knew he would eventually appear as well. Even with his grumpiness, there's something immediately likable about Donald. It's actually easy to feel for him as he ends up in all these scenarios, whether he deserves them or not. He can be devilish while also occasionally being the butt of many jokes. When he's fighting for the spotlight for Mickey Mouse, you actually want him to succeed a couple of times. His vast number of jobs is also impressive, as he goes from sailor to Boy Scout captain to hunter to Nazi? Well, thank goodness that was a dream. Disney has never dulled him down over the years, which we can certainly be thankful for. It just would not be Donald without him throwing a tantrum or two. And my favorite animated bird character is, say it with me now, Daffy Duck. My favorite Looney Tune and quite possibly the most well-developed cartoon character of all time. His personality shifts over the years have been very impressive, going from complete nutball to jealous attention seeker to dim-witted space captain. His evolution really deserves to be admired. While many people were involved in Daffy's progressive character over the years, Chuck Jones deserves a lot of the credit. Through classic shorts like Duck Amuck, Duck Dodgers, and the Hunting Trilogy, Jones used them the strongest as he took on every comedic possibility. While nobody could play angry as much as Daffy, he had an occasional mild-mannered side, as displayed in the likes of the Ducksis, and even the softer side portrayed in Looney Tunes Back in Action, which succeeded in taking him to a further dimension. Even as he whined and shouted and pleaded for attention, we still loved him and will continue to for many years to come. Well, that's all, folks.